Well, welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. I told myself at 6 months I would do a proper update on the car, and it's been over 6 months. I can't believe it. Time goes so fast. It's kind of crazy. So today, I'm going to talk about my ownership experience, of course. Things that did not quite meet my expectations of C8 ownership and things that far exceeded them. For those that just want to know if I would buy it again, yes, I would. So you don't think you get clickbaited, yes, I would buy the car again. But if you want to stick around, go in depth on things that kind of make me scratch my head and things that are just amazing, stick around. All right, little intro. There are a handful of things that have not quite met my expectations of the C8 Corvette ownership. This has no bearing on trim level or the Z51 and or non-Z51. Some things are kind of trivial, but if you're in the market or just curious, this might answer some questions you might have. The first being door panel quality and the unlock actuator on the door. The exterior panel can be a little creaky when opening it, and getting in and out, there's a lot of drama in the actuator. It tends to groan and kind of gurgle or something. I don't know. The C6 and C7 had something very similar, and I don't remember there ever being this kind of drama with either of those with the door actuator noise. I don't know if it's a one-off thing. I don't know. So here's a little example of what I mean. All right, so in the C6 and C7, they also have the push button door actuator, which goes into your lock right there, and it's a lot less drama. This car, even though it uses almost the identical technology, it just feels kind of clunky, and there's a lot of noise back there. It almost like gurgles at you. Kind of drives me insane. And then, hopefully I can demonstrate opening the car. This little blade will sound creaky. Yeah, it just kind of feels chintzy, kind of cheap. It's not, it's stout. It's just a little plastic piece underneath that's kind of loose from the blade, but it kind of drives me insane. There it is. Yeah, kind of drives me nuts every time I open it. All right, the next one, I can kind of see why it is the way it is. For cost savings, that is the carpet itself and the floor mats that are provided from the factory. Let me show you. All right, as far as the carpet and floor mats, these floor mats are incredibly cheap. Something you get like AutoZone or something, very, very thin. I will swap these out with a better aftermarket replacement. And then the carpet, it's not bad, but after coming from the C7, which is something you see like in a Mercedes, this is just, it's much more soft. It's not nearly as durable as my C7 was. This is more of a C6 type carpet, but it's not a big deal. They had to cut costs somewhere, so I get it. All right, next is gonna be the Targa. Now keep in mind, I owned a C6 2013 base model and a Z51 2015 Stingray. Both had the Targa top. Collectively, I had those cars about 3.5 years total. I never once heard any kind of creaks or moans come from that Targa ever. After about a month of owning this guy, in low humidity situations between 50 and high 60s, it creaks like a son of a bitch behind me. I have greased all the seals. It has mitigated it. There is a little turnbuckle up here you can adjust. I have not farted with it yet, but that is adjustable. I've seen in forums that'll totally mitigate your problem, but just be ready for that. Especially leaving out my driveway in the morning. It's got somewhat of a steepness to it, and yeah, it will just creak and it just drives me insane. It makes the car feel cheap. But when it's really cold or really warm, above 70 humidity, things expand, not a peep, nothing. So it's that sweet spot, between 50 and 60, low humidity, makes the roof creak, and it drives me insane. All right, the next and last thing that definitely has been underwhelming for me, that's the engine drama noise. I don't mean the exhaust, the engine noise from behind me. You hear a lot of belt squeal or pulley squeal. Direct injection tick drives me insane, especially when it's cold. I feel like I have over 2,000 miles in the car. It's gotten quieter, but the first 2 months, especially in cold weather, it is obnoxious with the windows up. It's almost embarrassing the radio off. Like, what's that noise? Like, yeah, it's fine. I know the C7 is the same thing, but it's a lot more insulated. You have a firewall between you and the windshield and more crap. But the engine's right behind you. You're talking all your belts and stuff. It's about 20 inches right behind you, so you hear everything. With the windows down, a little bit of radio going, exhaust opened up, performance mode, not very noticeable. If little things bother you, that might drive you insane. That did kind of surprise me. The lack of insulation between me and the rear. Now, I have thought about taking the seats out, putting some insulation behind the seats, and also adding another half-inch plexiglass behind this guy, just sandwiched together to minimize it. We'll see. That'll be a future video and a future time. Oh, and there was one more thing about this car that kind of was like, really? And that was the gauge cluster. The cluster itself, the layout is great. Whoever did that. It's the graphic performance refresh rate in between modes, between your sport, track, etc. It is very slow and very clunky, and it just kind of makes me grit my teeth. It's like, come on. You got Kias and Hyundais that do it much better. It's 2023. I don't get why they couldn't have a slightly better graphics processor to do it. I don't know. It just kind of cringy. But when you're in the mode, it looks great. But switching between modes is just really ugly. Ugh, I don't like it. All right, so that's it. So fun stuff. All right, now on to the good stuff. I still can't believe they engineered a mid-engine sports car with this kind of performance for $65,000. It is insane. Yes, I did harp on a few things that weren't quite up to up to par in my eyes, but overall though, this car is incredible for what you get. I still can't believe it. For $65,000, the looks, the brakes you get, the LT2 motor you get, overall finished interior is amazing. And it still kind of blows my mind that they were able to do that in such a cheap package. It's crazy. And secondly, the seats. These are the base GT1 seats, and they are amazing. They feel great, the quality's great. I'm 5'11", 6 foot on a good day, 175 pounds, and I feel like these were made for someone my size. They are perfect. I would not need a GT2 seats. These are perfect for me. These are the 1LT trim, so nothing special about them, no bolstering that adjusts or anything. But I love them. They're great. Great. They feel great. They feel very high quality. Next would be the transmission. This is the first Corvette I've owned with an automatic transmission. This, of course, has the DCT, and it shifts so damn good. Now, we'll say the first 700 miles or so, it was questionable. It was kind of jerky, if you will. But I've come to find out that the clutches were new, and it was simply just trying to figure out my driving. Now at 2,000 miles, it feels great. Half the time I can barely even notice when it shifts. It shifts so good. This transmission is so rewarding. It does not make me regret not having a manual. Now, of course, I still have my C506, but I need to drive a manual. But this DCT is great. It does not make me wish I had a manual. Even a manual mode, it feels great. I love it. It's just amazing. All right, this one can be good or bad depending how you look at it. That's still the amount of attention this thing garnishes. The car is 3 years old, the platform, and at least once a day people will come up to you and talk to you and you say, wow, I love the car. What is that? And if you're a car person and like talk to people, it's a cool feeling. It feels good. You know, people ask, like, oh, Lamborghini. And you also got to assume a lot of people don't know cars like you might. So, yeah, they think it's much more expensive than what it is. So it makes it feel special. It's cool. All right, the next would be, now this is exclusively if you don't use the backup camera and just the mirror, is seeing the motor on the bottom of the rearview mirror. It's just very rewarding. It reminds you that you're in something really cool, really special, and it's mid-engine. And I never thought I'd ever own a mid-engine, proper V8 mid-engine sports car. New! So, I love that. It never gets old. Yeah, the view is kind of crappy on the 1LT without the camera, but it makes up for it seeing the motor. That's pretty neat. Alright, next is just the performance of this thing. Yes, it is rated at 495 horsepower, but it feels like 600 horsepower. This thing is with, holy cow. I put this thing in track mode and just floor it, it is gone. Now at 70, it kind of falls on its face. If anything with more horsepower is going to catch up to it and beat it. But from a dig to about 70, there's not much that can beat you. It's a pretty cool feeling. And it's like a roller coaster. My wife loved it. She's like, do it again. It's so funny. But yeah, like I said, it feels a lot faster than what it's rated at. It's crazy. Next would be the performance exhaust note. Yes, it's not incredibly loud, but on startup it sounds great on a cold start. And in the car with the windows down, it's hot as hell right now. It's like 90 something, so the windows are up, AC's on. But with the windows down, just cruising at a normal pace, the exhaust note sounds great. Not quite exotic, but that's okay. It sounds cool, it sounds unique, it sounds like a pushrod V8, that's what it is. And I thoroughly enjoy it. I love the performance exhaust. I will be getting high flow cats and an intake that make it a little bit louder, but for what it is, I'm fine. And lastly, what has exceeded my expectations is simply looking at this car. I'll spend 30 minutes in the garage just looking at it, especially from the front quarter panel, looking back. It's the best angle of this car, and it looks so good. It never gets old. The only angle I'm not a huge fan is straight backwards looking at it from the back. But every other angle of this car, it looks amazing. I can just look at it. And it's crazy that I spent under $70,000 in this car. It looks 3 times that much. It's insane. Nothing but good things about the exterior and interior as a whole. So, alright guys, those are my expectations about the car. Both didn't quite meet and exceeded everything else. Pretty much on par what I thought it would be, and I'm very happy with it. And like I said, no regrets on this car at all. I will say though, once I take delivery of the E-Ray, probably 2 years from now, I definitely want the 2LT, because on a day like this, I miss having the cooled seats. That's the biggest thing I miss not having a 2LT, is simply the cooled seats. I love a nice cooled seat, but it is what it is. I can live with these. It's not a big deal. Alright, well anyways guys, hope you found some value in this and had some fun watching this. And I'll see you guys probably next Thursday, Friday for part 3 of the garage. I've been so busy at the damn garage. It's gonna look so good though. I'm really excited about how it's turning out, and I think you guys will be as well. So I will catch you guys then. Until then, mark out.